Primetime, that's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Prime.
right there. The mental errors, the penalties, the illegal procedures. I mean, that's in between the ears. That has nothing to do with your physicality.
Right.
But when you set the tone and you set the marker at 1st and 15, 2nd and 15, 1st and 10, holding calls,
right,
legal, all that kind of stuff, that kills drives. It's hard to. It's a 1st and 15 or 2nd and 20. It's hard to beat that in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, that's been this team Achilles' heel. Their mental errors. They're not attention to details. That has nothing to do with physicality. That's all mental. That's not being into the game. That's not understanding the magnitude of the moment where you can't jump off sides. You can't give up a holding call. You're killing drives, and nobody's taking no accountability for it. I mean, listen, on both sides of the ball. I mean, they have 14 penalties. They only accepted 13 for over 100-something yards.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And here's the other part of it. When I look at the top of the charts, okay, at the top of the charts when it comes to penalties in the National Football League, this team has had 65 flags against them. If you go back and look at the last 3 games, they're averaging 9 flags a game. It is 100% not acceptable. And so we ask you all the time, is it the player? Is it the coaching? Are they stuffing too much in their brain? I'm not sure, but undisciplined is really the only way you can describe it. You need to get in someone's ear and someone's rear end over some of this stuff. And you can't bench anybody because there's not enough good players behind them.
No. Well, I mean, listen, I thought Liam Cohen last week when they had all those penalties, I thought that maybe he should have had a team meeting and called the guys out who were committing all these penalties. I kind of called them out, kind of embarrass them in front of their teammates to let them know that they're costing us football games. And didn't seem to work because we had more. I think we had more penalties in this game than we had last week. So and listen, at some particular point, I appreciate Liam Cohen saying it's all on me. That's very admirable of yourself, saying it's on you, but it's not. You're talking about, listen, this is not a classroom full of kids that you're around. You got paid professionals in those meeting rooms who are costing you football games. And I don't know what you need to do as far as the coaching staff goes, but I'm a firm believer of this: what's allowed in practice shows up on Sundays.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that this team is polished and complete during the week and just come out on Sunday and give you this garbage.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. All right, so you guys, the text line more than anything else right now, 641-1010, Design My Lifetime Enclosures. We are on YouTube, but they're working on the sound right now, so we apologize for that. One dude says, this is proof, they need to make sure they get the sound up so we can hear some of the things that we're saying about this football team. That way they can chime in as well. So we appreciate you guys hanging out on YouTube, Facebook, X, wherever it might be, but hopefully we'll get the sound cooking for you. So it sucks to go from where they were, a 4-1 team, now to a 4-3 football team. Not all is lost. Maybe in your preseason projections you were somewhere around this record, which I think is where we were. I'm not going to sit here and take a paintbrush and put a positive broad stroke on this thing because there's really not a lot to be positive about right now. This team, in a lot of ways, has devolved into the same old. Remember how people would always say same old Jags?
Yeah,
and you would hate hearing that, and I'd argue and whatever. Hey, no. Well, it's looking more and more like one can't keep barking and saying it's on him, it's on the coaches if they keep doing it over and over and over.
No, he can't. He can't. They got to take some accountability on this team, on their effort and their play. And this team's got this bye week. This team needs to get healthy, and everybody on this team needs to do some soul searching. All right. And we keep saying the heavy lifting was the first 7 games, which it was. It looked on paper that this first 7 games is going to be a lot of heavy lifting, and the back end will be a little easier for the teams, but not the way this team is playing.
Nothing's easy right now.
No, nothing's easy right now. The way this team is playing, do you have any confidence that down the stretch, the next 10 games, that we could win 6 of them, 7 of them? Not the way we played the last 2 weeks.
And you want to get the throat punch or the kidney shot, the worst of it all? Tyson Campbell.
Pick 6.
Yeah. Takes one to the house. Greg Newsome, PI in the back of the end zone. Unbelievable. Now,
Tyson, for what it's worth, he did not tip the ball originally. He did haul it in his midst, though, and take it to the house. All right, so let's talk about that one. Billy Napier. Let's talk about what Scott Strickland is saying on the campus in Gainesville after he made the decision to finally make it official yesterday. We got all the other things to look into as far as your college football world is concerned. Definitely stay with us and chime in 641-1010. It is XL Primetime Mocama Beer Company Monday. Beautiful day outside. Why don't you head on up to South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach? All of Nassau should go there and just have a cold pint. Commiserate over some of these ills that we're feeling right now.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. The atmosphere of a college football Saturday is electric.
Get pregame news and notes you need to know before the games begin.
It's the Bueller Aaron Plumbing College Kickoff.
Served up by Sonny's Barbecue.
Friday night at 6 on 1010XL.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring. Take our advice. Home of business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
15 seconds. It's a new one, by the way.
It's your boy, Big Service, All-Pro lineman and lemon pepper guy.
Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop's special deal. Order a 50-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or Wingstop app using promo code JACK10 and get $10 off. That's right, carry out or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo JACK10 for $10 off a 50-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
The Friday Night Lights are shining even brighter as 1010XL has partnered with Channel 4 to bring you Friday Night Lights, a live streaming show at 7 o'clock every Friday, presented by Farrah and Farrah on the social media channels of 1010XL and Channel 4.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys stayed strong and together at their home away from home, and that fight would pay off. In the fourth quarter, Trevor Lawrence would lead the Young Guns on a 5-play, 80-yard drive, capped off by a Travis Hunter touchdown with 9:06 left in regulation. The 2-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Got it to around the 35, but a flag comes in. It was thrown by the referee, Adrian Hill, and it was thrown in the holding zone. So let's see what they call here. And that's what you don't want.
Holding offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, remains first out.
That's going to go against Patrick McCary.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Way way too many penalties on this football team. You guys have been practicing OTAs and mini camps and everything else that you've been going through since May. All right? Get your rear end in gear. And get your head out of that area, okay? Because McCary was a guy who was brought in as a free agent and was part of a pretty damn good line up in Baltimore. I'm a fan, but 65 flags, at least that's where we're looking at right now from the football database. That is a boatload of whale poop.
Well, here's the problem, Joe. If you cared enough, you wouldn't do it. If you made it a point of emphasis not to commit those kind of silly mistakes, because I mean McCary, I think he had 3 in a row. He had a holding, he had an illegal man downfield, and he had a procedure call. I'm not sure, but I may be calling them out. But I know we had enough. Let me just say that. Yeah, we had enough. So they spread the web all across the offensive line. Yeah, if you cared enough, you wouldn't do it. That's just being disciplined.
Okay, so from a technical point of view, you know what you can and can't do, and you're going to try and get away with whatever you can. I think that's just a little gamesmanship. You knew when you could grab the jersey or whatever, as long as you stayed inside the pads, that you could get away with it. But my gosh, man, is it, again, a dumb question? I'm the king of dumb questions. Is it instruction from coaches, or is it just lack of concentration?
It has nothing to do with the physical. It's all mental. It's all in between the ears. All right. It's all what you decide to do. You understand the magnitude. If you understand the magnitude of the moment, I keep saying that. Right. The point of emphasis is not to create any dumb penalties. Those are dumb penalties. Those are mental errors. You can't have that in the game. You can't. It kills drives. And as an offensive lineman, you should know better. Especially experienced offensive lineman that's been around the game enough. Come on now. You can't do that.
Aren't holding calls the lack of talent / skill, though? Like, I understand the other ones, but the holding and the pass interference, those are just because these guys aren't very good.
Because they're getting beat.
Yeah. Like, there is a difference between penalties. Yeah. Well, there is boneheaded penalties, which they had, but there's also lack of skill and talent penalties, which they had a lot of as well.
That's true. That is true. And the
but
reason
these guys
why
just stink.
A reason why you're right. They don't stink. They're playing bad.
Offensive line stinks.
Yeah, they're playing terrible right now.
Like,
but when you hold, here's the problem when it comes to holding. When you hold, you're trying to control the player, not block them. Mm-hmm. But if you're blocking the player, you don't have to hold them because you've executed getting your head and your feet and your hands in the right position to where you don't have to hold. Yeah. But when you're trying to control the player because of lack of talent or technique or whatever, that's why you have a tendency to hold guys. Yeah. Because I mean, if let's say we're going to the right. All right, and you don't get your head play side, you get your head middle, and then the play comes your way. Then you panic because you try to grab the guy because you didn't execute the block accordingly. Yeah. So now you're trying to hold to compensate for the fact that you didn't do it the right way.
Right, and I do believe there's still some instruction there, some put it on the player demand that a coach can give him. Do it again, however you want to like picture it in practice, because if you didn't get your head to the play side, then do it again, that kind of thing. But then the other part of it is, and the other half of what we're talking about is that, lack of talent makes you take chances, and therefore you could get flagged for it. Same thing with pass interference. Yeah. When you're getting beat on a regular basis, you panic because you know that receiver's better than you. And look, Jordan Lewis, as good as he's played, that was some serious bad play. Why? Because he was going up against a damn good Devonta Adams or whoever else you can go back and picture that beat the Jaguars secondary.
Yeah, but as a player, I always said this, Joe, because when I went up against guys that were maybe bigger, stronger, and faster than me, I lived and died by my technique. Mm-hmm. I was not going to resort to a bailout technique just because the guy was stronger or faster, whatever me. I was going to live and die by my technique. Whatever I worked on during practice, I was going to execute in the game, and I was not going to waver. And a lot of these cats, when they get themselves in situations where, like you said, Jordan, he gets burnt. Mm-hmm. All right, so now he gets burnt, so he's panicking that he gets burnt. So now everything that he worked out on during the week goes out the window. Yeah. So now he's scrambling about, and he gets burnt again. Yeah. You got to live and die by your technique.
I still feel like there are too many flags when it comes to PI because you get used to seeing hand fighting, and you should be able to let it go. But whenever you're grabbing a guy from behind, or you're pulling him down, or you're basically pulling the jersey and keeping him from being able to put both arms up, then you are going to get flagged. And Devonta Adams is a technician, okay? That guy's on his way to a bust in a gold jacket.
No, absolutely. And believe it or not, I mean, Joe, he's warranted those flags from the referee because of his play. So when I'm saying name recognition matters. I'm saying if Travis Hunter, I'm just saying when it comes to Devontae, he's been in the league and around. Like you say, he's all pro. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just wondering if that was Travis Hunter, would he get that call?
I don't know. It's a good
right,
question.
like Greg Maddox used to get a lot of calls right on the edge there, but maybe a rookie pitcher wouldn't.
And the same thing.
He earned that.
Yeah, same thing with a quarterback. Some of these guys, Josh Allen, if he's going to get hit, they're going to bring a roughing the passer flag a little more often against him or some of the other stars in the league. That's for sure. I did say get your head out of your rear end. One of our texters said it's called anal cranial inversion. Okay, I appreciate that. That's good. That's helpful.
Science term.
There you go.
Because we need some science, okay?
Yes.
Hey, Harry Potter, come in here and work some more magic, man. Get this team back going in the right direction because it does become a little frustrating when you see the same things happen over and over. Look, I was all for what Liam Cohen was going to bring to this offense, and I believed it was going to be toughness, up front, gap blocking, run the football, and then play action off of that. The run game is evaporated.
Non-existent, almost.
Yeah, it really is. Now, you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to run the football when you're trailing 21-0.
True.
So let's make sure that that's clear. But at the same time, you still have to stick with it to some level.
But the ownership on the lack of productivity running the ball that's the offensive line. For whatever reason, outside of that, after that Monday Night Football game, they've digressed, bro. The physicality, the toughness, I don't know what it is, but they're not standing toe to toe with the teams they're going up against defense as far as the offensive line goes. They're getting pushed around.
Yeah.
Where early on in the season, they were the one doing the pushing around.
Exactly.
They were the furniture movers.
The injury hurt. That's for sure.
The first two drives, they got a sack on the first play.
Yeah, Haynes got
and
beat.
So it's like, well, you can't run now. And then the second drive, I think there was a penalty on the very first play.
The very first.
And so they're behind the sticks like immediately, first two drives out. And it's like, it's hard to run. And then the Rams score on both theirs. So it's like, well, now what are you going to try to run the ball down 2 touchdowns? When you always say, like, hey, you have to stick to the run. But coaches never do that.
No, he panicked.
They panicked.
And look, I'm all about, I think when you go back in time, there were too many penalties that forced you into a down and distance situation that just basically took the run play off of the the top of the play sheet. And so that can happen. In this case, we're talking about they're not even coming out. First off, Liam wants the ball again. Okay, why don't you fix the run game and everything else before you start taking the coin toss and say, give me the damn ball.
Get a 3 and out immediately.
Yeah. And they ran 2 basically back-to-back 3 and outs with punts. And then when you add it all up, the Rams had more points than the Jaguars had run plays midway through the second quarter. And so you're sitting there going, oh, my gosh, Danielson, you are getting worked by Mr. Miyagi right now. He is embarrassing you, which is what Sean McVay was doing to this football team. They had 2 rookies score touchdowns yesterday and came out of nowhere. They've got like this bevy of tight ends that they can go to at any moment. And once again, another example of great drafting, coaching, and playmaking.
Well, I mean, didn't Matthew Stafford throw the ball to 10 different players during the game?
At least.
Something like that. Something crazy number they said on the air.
Yeah.
Multiple guys I've never heard of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Puka Nacua did not play.
He did not play, absolutely.
But he did make the trip. He just sat over there all chill, got the hoodie on, doing his best belly, didn't have to do anything else.
Probably visited some pubs.
Probably.
Yeah, of course.
Some Guinness.
Had to have a pint.
Which does bring us to one other thing real quick, all right? Like, we would get the kind of the bad press when the players would stay over there too long and they'd run up bar tabs. And remember when they got in trouble back in, what was that?
Fowler?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
I'll look it up.
It was definitely Fowler. It was a handful of other ones. I'm trying to remember.
Did they run out on their tab or something like that? Or
got into a fight? Got into it with a bouncer.
Oh, yeah, got into it with a bouncer. Yeah, that was the good old days.
And they had
in trouble.
like a bunch of like
Barry Church, Ronnie Harrison, DJ Hayden, and Gerard Wilson.
Okay, Gerard Wilson. Okay.
Reportedly detained.
Yeah.
At a London nightclub.
And it was a big tab. It was definitely a big tab. Then you got the other one, the Dante story that you were referring to.
$50,000, 50,000 euros.
Yeah.
So 64,000 at the time in American.
Well, here's the thing.
Just a slight
They tried
disagreement.
to leave without paying.
Slight disagreement on the bottle service. Is what they agreed to.
Well, they do that down in Miami now. You get in the VIP section.
Better be careful.
They have women that come in there and they slide on beside you. They ordering these expensive drinks, bottles and stuff right next to you.
Yeah.
And the fellas don't know that the women are doing this. So when the women leave, they leave the tab, and the fellas like, wait a minute, I ain't buy this, I ain't buy that. It happens.
That's
bro.
probably exactly what happened
Yes,
because
that's
it was one of those, might have been one of those establishments that they were at.
On a very, very lower level, I got into it at a restaurant like almost a year ago because we asked for water. They brought us water, and then you find out when the bill comes that it was like $25.
For water?
Yes.
For water?
For like their bottle of whatever.
Their Perrier.
Oh, I had some things to say.
Or their sparkling water. or
Whatever it was. I just let them know that that's not how things are done around here.
Yeah, no, that will shake you up. That shake me up too. Listen, even when there's a place to get water, I come straight out of the tap. I have no problem.
If you would have told me that, I would have went to the bathroom and to the sink, and I would have been fine.
Straight out of the tap. It doesn't bother me at all. But what is bothering me is basically trying to pull yourself out of the situation that they're in right now. One of our texters, and this is funny because you can explain this, Leon, but one of our texters, 641-1010, hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I feel like the Jaguars should hire refs when they practice so that they can practice with them getting calls for penalties. If you're practicing and you have these penalties and not getting called out, you're going to keep doing it in the game. What happens in practice? I can tell you this much. They have officials.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have officials.
They do have officials.
Yeah, they do have officials at practice, and yet they're still getting penalties.
Right. So whenever this guy suggested they're there all the time.
All the time, absolutely. They call them PIs, illegal procedures, offsides, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they have that.
Right.
They have that at their disposal.
Yeah, because the coaches are going to use every opportunity to drill down on whatever it is that's wrong, and
especially if it's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if they're trying to make a point of emphasis during the week to eliminate penalties. They have refs out there already. Trust me, they do.
And I could not believe the way the game was unfolding yesterday, and the penalties are a problem. It's carried over from one game to the next. It's double-digit level, which we know should not happen. It took forever for the Rams to get a flag against them, and it wasn't like it was biased for the officials. It was just one team. All right, here's what you might say. The Jarian Jones penalty on the Parker Washington return for a score, I thought that was a little ticky-tack.
It was. He had his hand on his back. He didn't push him.
Yeah, and so that one, and you can definitely get these over-the-top, overzealous refs that just love seeing laundry on the ground. But at the same time, this goes back to what you guys were talking about before. If you're good, you get a little preferential treatment. If you're bad, you're probably going to be zeroed in on.
And if you got a reputation for a lot of penalties, the refs just assume that you're going to commit more in the next game.
Right, there they go again.
There they go again. Absolutely.
All right, so let's get to the other half of this. We'll have the quarterback whisperer in the 1 o'clock hour because the play of Trevor is concerning. There's no getting away from it. And the original NFG, he let me know yesterday even the barbershop has put Trevor on notice. Okay, when the barbershop ain't buying it no more.
That's deep there, bro.
Yeah. So if the barbershop is basically checking out, that is not good.
That's not good.
So let's get into that, 641-1010. Let's get into what led to Scott Strickland finally making the decision to tell Billy Napier, Billy, nope, no more. We're done. No, Moss, we give up. You're out. We'll get into that coming up on a Mocama Beer Company Monday.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Travis Hunter played his heart out on Sunday. The rookie sensation tallied 101 yards on 8 receptions to go along with the touchdown, which was his first as a pro. Numbers like this may give the first-round pick confidence moving forward for the Teal and Black this season. And he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. Nope. Kuhn Flowers will take care of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. This is JJ with 1010XL, and now is a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
All right, little salt on the wound, but if you watched Mac Jones last night in a depleted 49ers bunch, you might have missed him, okay? One of Jacksonville's own, and he also had been probably the subject of a handful of people last year when he was here for a year going, is Mac better than Trevor? You know, that kind of stuff. And everyone was like, nonsense. Well, anyway, he's played through injury. They are honestly down numbers-wise big time, goes out there balling his butt off. So now, with his fourth victory, which is what he led them to last night against the Atlanta Falcons, he took at least 25% of the snaps. He just earned 400 GER last night against the Falcons as a bonus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told you that, bro. That could be the best job that Mac Jones ever had, is that backup quarterback.
And he's kind of got them thinking, we can do the Trevor v. Mac conversation here, but it's the Mac v. Brock Purdy conversation.
He certainly
there.
looked better than Purdy this year.
Yeah.
He has.
And so he cashed right there, and it's a great opportunity for him. And the thing that, if you look at his stats, they ain't over the top, but it was like 17 to 26, something in that neighborhood.
Just give it to
McCaffrey
every single time.
$150. They just kept running the ball. But the other half of it, and this is the most frustrating thing, you got two California teams that just kicked the tail out of two Southern teams. And in the case of the Rams, we know what they did against Jacksonville. they look like it was all pro versus rookies in a lot of ways. And that's from the coaching staff to the players, everything. It really looked that way.
Yeah.
And they used, like we said, 2 rookies catching touchdowns, guys that weren't necessarily part of their everyday equation, stepping in and making plays. Then you go to San Francisco, and they had, I want to say, 3/4 of their secondary was out. At least 2 rookies were back there. And most would have thought Michael Penix, Drake London, all that, Kyle Pitts, Bijan, all that, they would take advantage of it. They didn't. And they didn't have Fred Warner. They had another dude that stepped in his place and balled his fanny off.
Yeah, bro.
Bethune?
I think it was.
Yeah, Bethune, yeah.
And I'm telling you, he wore his, like, the original jersey number that Warner had, paid tribute to him. And honestly, Leon, and we got a question off the text line that I want to get to that kind of is to this subject, but that is good coaching.
That is.
That is preparation and mentality, making these guys play like they are out of their minds, that they can do anything.
Bro, don't make excuses, make plays. That's what coaching does. I mean, next man up. The next man has to take the responsibility. He's got to work and train and study like he's a starter.
Right.
So when his time has come, you don't miss a beat. That's what you do. I mean, that's what the good teams do. That's the teams that stay afloat year after year. Think about this too, Joe. Think about all the teams that we beat this year, how well they're playing.
Yeah.
Even the Panthers. The Texans have found new life.
Panthers on a 3-game win streak.
Exactly. Texans.
Texas got a chance to make it 3 if they win tonight.
Absolutely. Texas. 49ers.
Yeah.
Who we just saw beat Atlanta this past Sunday night.
And beat the Rams the last time you saw
who
them.
looks scarier than the Chiefs right now, offensively?
They shut out the Raiders, 31-0. Beat that.
Bro, all the teams that we beat, we're the only team that has diminished over the last couple of weeks. All the teams that we so-called beat are playing great ball.
All right, so here it is. Question for the Jaguars legend. You guys hit the text line. Design my lifetime enclosure, 641-1010. We need to get some from the YouTube chat as well, which we'll do here in a second. But how would the locker room feel about BTJ's lack of effort, and how would Coughlin handle BTJ?
Well, I can tell you this right now. He would have a note on the stool. Please come see Coach Coughlin.
Okay.
And there will be.
You don't want to get that.
No, you don't want to go to see the principal, because one thing I appreciated about TC, that I always said that he was a stiff drink, no chaser. you were gonna get what you're gonna get. You were gonna get the honest truth,
right?
Whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I always appreciated about it. And he would have a talking to BTJ. He would call him out. He would tell him what he's looking like on film.
Right.
He would show him the film. He would ask him, "What is this? What is this you pulling back from passes and all this?" He would talk to him. He would call him out personally. Listen, I've had these sit downs with TC before. After you get him, he makes you feel this big.
Well, I feel like Gerald Ingram, and he might be able to chime in on this when we have one of our assistant coaches in, both sides of the ball with both Mark Duffner and Gerald Ingram. Tom Coughlin, and I'm guessing Gerald had something to do with this. They fixed the Tiki Barber fumbling up in New York.
Of course they did.
And they cured that ill and made sure that he didn't do it again. And I don't know whether TC could do the same type of thing to Brian Thomas Jr., but something does need to happen. He's making more plays than he did, but he's not making the crucial plays at the most crucial time.
Yeah, and that's alarming. I mean, he's coming across, in my opinion, that sometimes the give up on certain plays looks like he's scared to get hit.
Just know that I'm ultra soft.
It does.
Don't fall in that camp, Brian Thomas Jr.
There's a lot of give up on him on a lot of plays, man, which just doesn't make any sense to me, because you got this guy who's super talented, who just doesn't seem to want to get hit. And I hate to tell him, this is the NFL. You're going to get hit, so you might as well catch the ball.
Yeah, and you're
gonna get hurt either way.
You have possession. Okay, and hand the ball to the ref after you get blown up, because you're going to get blown up no matter what. Now, Trevor has put a couple of his receivers in harm's way. We can go back to the preseason, which is when Brian Thomas Jr. got blown up.
I think that's where it happened, bro.
I agree with you. I definitely think that was the thing that said, I'm not going to sacrifice my body for that bad accuracy or bad decision, and he got killed on it. There were 2 throws yesterday, one to Travis Hunter, which he needs to put the ball on him, and then Travis needs to make the catch, and then De'Ami Brown going across the middle also. He didn't just short arm it; he one-handed it, and he also didn't make the catch. And then you watch all these other games, and you know it as well as I do, man. There is some balling going on. Some guys that are just making spectacular circus type of catches, and you need that in this arsenal of weapons that you have. And this receiving core has not done that.
No, they haven't. They haven't been fearless at all. And listen, yesterday they took turns and missing and dropping passes. Even the tight ends got in on it. I mean, they've spread the wealth offensively as far as dropping passes, and it's got to be rectified. It absolutely has to be rectified. I mean, you got to do. This team needs to do. Everybody needs to do some soul searching.
Gosh, man, I hope so.
What about the pass rush, man?
Yeah, it's
My
non-existent.
goodness, it is non-existent,
It's Josh Allen, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a pressure or two, but come on, dude.
Yeah. And look,
you get paid so much money.
If you can get to Matt Stafford, we know that you can make him uncomfortable. He doesn't take off. He's not cat quick. You can get to him, and they barely got to him. He is so effective against the blitz, and then if you give him time, which obviously they did, look what he does. And his numbers weren't even that great because he didn't need to be.
Oh, they called the dogs off in the third quarter. They were running the clock out way early, and they didn't care at all. It was embarrassing.
How about before the half?
Yeah, they could have easily. They had all timeouts, right? And
there was all the timeouts, and there was 95 seconds, maybe 100.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
They showed mercy.
You never see that anymore.
Never, ever see that.
It was almost he's like, hey, Liam's my guy.
Yeah,
I don't want to rub it in.
I'll just tell you this, okay? The one thing I needed was a Kyron Williams prop bet touchdown, okay? And they had it, and then they took it away. Actually, they never called him for a touchdown. I thought he had it for a moment, and damn if they. And then they gave Devontae the ball 3 times. And
they just wanted to give him those stats.
Oh,
you could tell. They could have easily ran those in, man.
All right, so
believe it either.
The difference of our offensive play, this is off the YouTube chat. You guys are more than welcome to jump in. There's a bunch that have come up, and we can't get to all of them. But anyway, you guys can definitely feed off of each other's comments. Offensive play, without Strange, it's palpable, the difference. And leading the league in protection and rushing when he was in. Look at us now. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to simply say, though, that one guy is the difference. I don't think we can, with all the problems this team has, I don't think we can say it's just one guy that was MIA, because getting Robert Hainsey back, I was looking forward to that, and that didn't help nearly as much as I thought. Another one, if you can't catch the damn ball, run the damn ball. Trevor in the passing offense will only be effective if we have a strong rushing attack. He's a mid-quarterback that needs help. Not going to disagree with that. They have got to figure out a way to get the running game going again. That's for sure. Another one, Marcel, we have to build through the draft this year, we have to build through the draft this year as a bonus. We take what we can get. I agree with you in some respects, and let's just follow this with just another part of that conversation coming up here in a second, because Duval can't be built in a day. We understand that. But my gosh, man, you can't look good to start and then start taking these steps back. We'll keep it going. Mocama Beer Company Monday, you can find a cold glass and a pint of good beer in the tap room right there on South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach, and you can kind of help solve some of these problems over a cold one, or you can look for Mocama on the shelves. Publix, Target, ABC Total. Make sure you pick up some delicious Mocama beer.
XL Primetime, driven by Big #1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle. If you can't get enough Jags and Gators, Duval! Explore the 1010XL network. Get more of what you're looking for at 1010XL Gators and 1010XL Jaguars.
This is Hayes Carlion, here from a driver who made the smart move to buying a vehicle from Atlantic Infinity.
Hayes, this is my second Infinity, so I knew exactly what I wanted, and Atlantic Infinity made it so easy for me. The GM Dwayne had my new ride ready to go, and I was in and out of the dealership in about 30 minutes. The Atlantic Infinity promise just sealed the deal for me. It's $2,500 in added value, including roadside assistance. I am so happy with my new car.
Atlantic Infinity, Atlantic, near
Frank
St. John's.
Ranger here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? You know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 20th, 1996, Atlanta Braves' Andrew Jones became the youngest player at 19 to hit a home run in the World Series.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
How much do the performers for Super Bowl halftime shows get paid?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Super Bowl performers are not paid for their shows, but production costs are covered by the NFL, which could go as high as $15 million.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Fences come in all shapes and sizes. It's not just as simple as build me a fence. That's where Duval Fence steps in. They've got it all. And Gunnar Stockton and company did what they needed to do to win that game. And you want to talk about another incredible atmosphere. But it was.
But yeah, their secondary is very sketchy.
Yeah.
Man.
Was it 8 or 9 straight scoring drives?
Well, I know the first 5 drives.
Yeah.
Between two teams,
Between the
yeah.
two teams,
I know that
yeah.
Ole Miss scored a touchdown on their first 5 drives.
Yeah, and then ultimately 2 punts cost them. I might have taken a picture of the drive chart, but anyway, it blows your mind when you see what they were able to do, and you got to give Georgia a lot of credit for what they were able to do in winning that football game in handing Ole Miss their first loss. But Scott Strickland's first call has got to be Tulane, and he's going to FaceTime him. He's going to call him. He's not going to hang up. He's going to get a courier to go there and basically, just hold him hostage just to make sure that he gets
tampering, bro. That's tampering.
So we'll find out what happens. Let's get into a little more as far as the Jags loss, as far as what happened over the weekend in college football. That's all I had on
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for
Shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. Frank Frangie here. Looking for a dealership that makes car buying easy? Let me tell you why Nimnick Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable prices, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that works around your budget. Whether it's a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or a certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. They back it up with trusted service and transparent deals. Don't wait. Shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
San Jose Collision is
Their PIs, which give other teams huge chunks of the field. First and goal at the 1 if you're doing it in the end zone. And like one of our, it was either on YouTube or one of our texters said, man, I didn't even have my morning constitution before this team was down 21-0. And listen, from a Metamucil man, I can totally appreciate what you're saying. Because he didn't even get there before this team was down 21.
So you just go right back to sleep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, this team, the Rams were up 14-0 before we had a first down, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Puts his team in the best position to succeed. He doesn't ignore one side of the ball. Both sides of the ball are pretty dang good in LA. They have that belief that whatever they're doing, that they're always going to be in a game. They don't win them all. We know that. But he went and put together a game plan without Puka Nacua that was going to focus on the run and incorporate guys that they needed to lean on that they hadn't leaned on